Hey, welcome to the Spitter Swab Beer Review. I'm Jammer. That's right,
Yeah.
Jammer is in the house.
Right, it's been a while. I was telling people you might not be back for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm Shag Dog. Thanks,
I
Jim.
fell off the wagon.
Now you're back on.
I'm doing Samuel Smith's Imperial Stout, Shag Dog. It's a product of England for this Irish holiday season. Why? Because England took over Ireland.
They still own the north part of it too, right? Still part of the United Kingdom, so
Yeah.
North Ireland.
That is true, Shag Dog. Will Ireland ever get their freedom?
I think Northern Ireland loves being part of the United Kingdom, the benefits of it all. Kind of like if Puerto Rico became a state.
Well, Puerto Rico hasn't become a state, remember?
No, but if they do, they even probably get more benefits, huh? They
kind of like the fact that they don't have to pay all the taxes and stuff,
Yeah, but they get like Social Security and some other benefits, I believe.
Yeah, they do. Shag Dog, my beer says it's brewed at Samuel Smith's small traditional British brewery with well water from the original well sunk in 1758. It's still in use. Best barley, malt, roasted barley, yeast, and hops to create a rich, flavorful ale, deep chocolate in color with a roasted barley nose and flavor that is a complexity of malt, hops, and yeast. Fermented in stone Yorkshire squares. This distinctive type of ale was originally shipped to Imperial Russia. It was a favorite of the Russian nobility.
Huh. Well, Jammer, I'm doing Irish dry stout, but it's not from Ireland. It's from North Carolina. I think Morganton, North Carolina. Flora Brewery. 4.5% ABV. No other information, but on the can it says brewed with water from our wells and something.
Does it tell you when the wells were sunk?
And no, wells, not whales.
Yeah, well, it doesn't tell you when it was sunk, right?
Oh, is that what they use the expression? A well?
This well was sunk in 1758.
I thought you said whale. It doesn't tell you when the whale was sunk.
It's a well of a well.
Okay.
Well, Shag Dog, mine is a little lighter than the Guinness, and it does have a nice light beige brownish head. And the aroma on my nose does have some malty, little hop, chocolate, little coffee espresso type smells there. I'm not really picking up the dark fruits or anything like that, but definitely the barley and the hops and a little roasted or coffee or chocolate. It smells pretty good. I'm excited about it because I don't think I ever remember doing Samuel Smith's Imperial Stout.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I ever saw it.
This one's number 28 on Beer Advocate for Irish Dry Stouts. I can't believe it. It's ranked number 28th.
Shag Dog.
But I'm thinking because...
sorry, Shag Dog. 7% ABV, guys. All right, go ahead.
But it has an overall score of 87. Wow. Huh. I'm shocked. Let's try it. Wow, it smells good. Roasty, malty, a coffee, very strong coffee for Irish dry stout. Yeah, let's do it. Sláinte.
Shag Dog, this right here is reminiscent of Guinness for an extra stout in the sense that some of the flavors are there. It's just light and fleeting, not as rich, not as bold. It's very mellow and smooth, and it's almost watery. But it does have the roasted barley flavors, the coffee espresso type flavor, chocolate, and the hoppiness to it. It tastes good. It's just in comparison to the Guinness, it seems like the Guinness from Ireland wants to be a little more flavorful, a little more bold. This right here, English want to try to make it more refined, a little lighter, a little airier, lighten the loafer type thing,
Yeah.
and send it to Russia. And you can imagine, I mean, they're saying Russian nobility and everything, but they drink vodka. My God, they drink vodka, Shad Dog. You're sending them a 7% beer. You couldn't give them a 12 or a 15 or something like that. And, they're used to drinking that freaking vodka. You could have turned around and made a hell of a stout. You should have got your Irish brothers and sisters to make that stout and send it to them.
They sent that to Russia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, as a gift to
the
somebody?
Russian nobility used to drink it.
That particular beer?
Yeah, this particular one.
Oh wow.
This one right here that I'm drinking right now.
Huh.
It's just been recycled over and over again until I got it.
Yeah, mine's a pretty, Irish dry stout, low ABV, but it's chocolatey, a roasty malt, coffee, a slight, dark chocolate in there.
Keep preaching.
Maybe even a little bit of a nuttiness in there, and maybe a very, very light dark fruit. But it's mostly just a nice dry coffee is prevalent. Yeah, the thing. It's mostly a nice dry coffee, nice dry finish. I like it.
You know what that reminds me of when you pronounce it prevalent and then prevalent? It reminded me of character and character.
Is that pronounced like that?
There's some people who over in Europe and in the islands pronounce character as we pronounce it here in America as character.
Am I pronouncing prevalent right, or am I pronouncing it wrong? Yeah.
Prevalent is all I remember here, but that's probably the American version.
Let's see. How do you pronounce prevalent? I mean, it's coming up, so I'm barely pronouncing somewhere, right? I won't say. Come on. Prevalent. Yeah, same thing. Prevalent.
Okay. Ask it this pronounce character.
Pronounce character.
Character.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the English or the American version?
Yeah.
It's Google, so it's American.
Yeah. I'm sure different parts of the country, there's words I say that are like, you're saying that wrong.
You want some pop?
Yeah, pop. Pop is where I lived in New York, but when I moved 2.5 hours away to Pennsylvania, it was soda. I lived upstate New York. I'm sure New York City say soda too. I'm not really sure.
And then from Pennsylvania down, it's called Coke. Everything. I'll take a Coke.
Yeah, I've heard people say that, but I never heard anybody order. I'll have a Coke. What kind? I heard people saying that in those certain parts of the country where like, yeah, I'll have a Coke. And then you got to say what kind? Oh, yeah, root beer. It's like, okay, Sprite. And some people say soda pop. They actually say the whole thing.
I'm gonna go. I think we didn't grade our last beers.
Yeah, let's grade it.
We were so excited and so stunned by the flavors of the Guinness.
Yeah,
we were just out there, and so I'm gonna give my grade on this one.
No, I don't even think I can give beer advocate score on mine. Let me check. 87. Okay,
this one.
You got 93 on beer advocate.
Wow.
Russian Imperial Stout is considered on there.
I don't know so much as the Imperial part because it's only 7%. But
7%, yeah, it's at the very, very low end of Imperial.
But it does have good flavor. It's a little light, in comparison to if you're going to compare it to like a foreign extra stout or a other stout that would be an Imperial Stout at 10 or 12%, But overall, it's a very flavorful and even though it's a little light, I'm going to give it an A- and a swallow and a quarter.
There you go. This one's pretty good. It's only 4.2%, but if you drank this, you probably think it was more. It tastes like something might be 5 or 6%.
Preach it.
But I think it's just, it's not the alcohol taste of it, but I think it's just a robustness. You might think this is something stronger. Pretty good. I like it. I'm going to give it an A- and a swallow and a half.
Wow. Well, that being said, Shag Dog, I have one thing to say, and I want to see if you agree with me. The whole Gene Hackman and his wife and his dog dying is just a little crazy situation.
Yeah.
They say that his wife died of a virus that rats have called something. Heck of a mice bit me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But here's the problem I have with that. All right. He's suffering from dementia, heart disease, and all that stuff like that. She dies, and it's like a week later he dies. So he's been walking around in the house not realizing she's dead, and he's in the mud room, and kind of lost, or whatever like that. That's bad enough. It's sad and it's bad enough. And then the dog dying in the cage. That's even worse,
Oh, it's a cage. I heard it was a closet one time.
Closet, yeah, closet or whatever, locked in the closet or so. I don't know. I don't know if it was locked or in the cage, a closet, or what.
Yeah.
But it supposedly died of starvation and no water, all that stuff. But anyway, the whole idea. First, his kids, a whole week goes by and they don't call, they don't check on him, don't do anything.
Yeah.
They have all these people who work for them out doing the lawn and everything like that, but nobody works inside the house with them. Like come in and check on them and maybe fix a meal or check on their medical condition, medical conditions and everything. And then on top of that, for her to die of a disease or a virus from rats, how bad was that house?
Right.
How bad had that house got? That they had rats poop and pee and all that crap all over the place to where she gets sick and gets that virus and dies.
Yeah, that's weird as hell. Yeah.
That right there tells me that nobody ever checked on them and made sure the house was in order or made sure they were okay. Their kids didn't check on them. They didn't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. He was worth over $80 million. It's not like you couldn't hire a medical nurse to come in and check on them and say, hey, a caregiver, let me fix you a couple of meals. Let me do this.
In 2 weeks, yeah. I mean, I understand you got your father's with a younger woman. She's 60-something, but, I mean, check on it. I mean, I can see, okay, well, he's with somebody that should be capable, right?
Yeah.
But at least every couple of days or something, at least once a week, for crying out loud.
Yeah. I mean... And then not to go to the house and check out the place and make sure everything's okay. And
he lived in Hawaii, right? Is that where he lived? I'm not sure if the kids lived there or not. But
I think it was California, wasn't it?
Was it California? I don't know where he lived, actually. I thought it was Hawaii. Let's check. Where was Gene Hackman's house where he was found dead?
Santa Fe,
New Mexico. Okay.
According to
Okay,
NBC.
Something close to Hawaii. New Mexico. A lot of beaches in New Mexico, yeah. That's why I got confused.
Got some oceanfront property in Arizona. It just boggles my mind to think all that stuff. That's the way you end. Do you ever think about this? Do you ever think about what your last day will be like?
I try not to because I'm scared of it. Actually, something like that.
Think about it. I mean, that's the epitaph right there. I mean. One, all right, Elvis. Did Elvis ever think that he was going to die on the toilet?
Right. Probably
Mama
not.
Cass ever think that she was going to die eating a ham sandwich in bed?
I thought it was a chicken bone,
chicken bone, or whatever it is. And now Gene Hackman, wandering around in the mud room as his wife dies from a mouse virus, and
right. I mean,
and here's the thing: to think that person was in the military. He went in the military before he was even 18. He got into the military by lying about his age. He went through all that stuff, went through war, all these different things, and all of his life, all these things could have happened to him. All these terrible things could have happened. Hit by a car, sick, all these different things could have happened. And he survived all those things just to end up dying because you're brain dead basically because of dementia.
Probably wasn't feeding himself. Probably wasn't doing nothing. Yeah. If he was, I didn't even know if he was up and about or bedridden. I don't even know how bad he was, but that's sad too because he hasn't done a movie since like 2002. He could have done a couple more movies.
He did some voiceover work.
Yeah, mid 2000s also somewhere around there.
It's just Gene Hackman is one of my. He's one of the actors I'd put on my list of top 50 or 100.
I told one of the young guys about, hey, you hear about the Gene Hackman found dead and his wife and a dog?
Who?
And he's like, who? Yeah, he's probably about 22. Doesn't know who Gene Hackman is. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and the thing about that is that he starred in some movies like you said, all the way up to 2004, something like that.
Yeah,
where he starred in some movies and some good movies and everything. And for somebody to not even know at that point,
he had to see. Maybe he did see one of his. Young people might have seen a couple of movies just because there's some old actors I might not know their names, seen their movies and shit. Yeah. And there's some character actors I don't. Wow, they died. What was their name? I can't remember.
You mean
there were so many movies. Yeah, character actors. Character actors. Yeah, character actors.
I know what you mean, and it also points out the age difference because people who were born in the 2000s would not know who
Gene Hackman's greatest movies. I could probably name some
French Connection.
I won't look at French Connection. The Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
That's a great one. He was in that one movie. Unforgiven, yeah. Also, the other one with was he in that other one? Was he in that one with Leonardo DiCaprio too, where it's like an old west, like Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, he was in the one with Sharon Stone.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio and Sharon Stone. I forget the name of that one.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a movie, but I'm sure he did well.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, with him, his character, yeah, of course. Crimson Tide was a good one with Denzel Washington.
Oh, Crimson Tide, yeah.
Yeah. Hoosiers, great movie. Yeah. The Quick and the Dead was the one with Sharon Stone and Leonardo. Yeah. What the hell's that one? The Domino Principle. I don't remember. I have to watch that one. I've never seen that one. Wow, that's 1977. I'm gonna have to watch that one. Behind Enemy Lines with the guy, those guy. Replacements. He was the football coach.
Yeah.
Was he in Wyatt Earp? Was that the one with Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Could be. Mississippi Burning, Superman 1 and 2, of course.
Oh yeah. Wasn't he Lex Luthor?
Lex Luthor, yeah. The Heist.
Oh, The Heist, yeah.
Company Business. I don't know that one. That's 1991. Must be some Russian spy one because it's got company is like a sickle with a hammer through it or something. A lot of The Firm, The Chamber, The Right Moves with Tom Cruise. Another one. Or wait, is that the same one? That's not with Tom Cruise. That was All the Right Moves.
he starred in a lot of good movies and a lot of different actors and actresses starred with him.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that, and his voice was instantly recognizable.
All right, especially if he got mad or something.
Yeah. Wasn't he in one of the Jaws movies too? No, maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, a lot of them there. Well.
Yeah, it's just another indication of getting older. When you see somebody like him pass away, and you're like, oh man, he wasn't that old whenever I was growing up. Now he's old.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you look at some rock. I watched this video of the manager of Stephen Piercy of Rat, his YouTube channel. I've been watching him lately. I came across him a few months ago. I watched one or two. I'm like, but I just started watching them on a regular now, and they're all old. Most of them are in their 60s, Except for the drummer of Stephen Pearcy band, the guy that used to play for Slaughter, he's only like 58 or something like that. So he's the youngest one out of all of them. But I'm looking at all of them. I'm like, Stephen Pearcy's almost 70. He's like 69 or close to 70. I'm like, holy shit. These guys were all in their 20s when I was like 14.
Yeah.
20s, the late 20s, early 30s. And
that's the crazy thing. It's... I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun though. But it's fun watching them because they're like old men. They're 60s, going around fast food restaurants, checking in hotels. That's what the whole video is pretty much about. Yeah, their whole trip on the road.
Yeah, I mean, the whole crazy thing about that is they're still trying to relive.
Well, that's how that's their job. They're not partying and stuff like they used to, though. It's the funny thing because if it was young,
that's the other thing. Did you ever watch that video that I sent you from Billy Idol?
Well, he was singing on some building or something, or
no, that one was a long time ago. He just recently came out with a new song, and I sent it to you.
I probably didn't like it.
That's what I'm again. You probably didn't even watch it. You don't read or watch any of my.
Oh yeah, everything you send me. But if it was very
everything you send me, I try to. I can't open it. Oh, that won't open. That won't open. That won't open.
Well, I get some of those with you too. Yeah, like this one.
But I sent you the song that Billy Idol had out, and granted, he's more refined in the sense of he's not. He knows he's old, and he's not trying to be like the sex symbol with his shirt off, doing kind of crazy shit, and expecting to get the girl and all that stuff. Yeah. They're showing some other guy and the girl as he's singing off in the distance, anyway.
Yeah, but I bet you deep inside he wishes he was still young. That he was partying and getting all the girls.
Everybody does, everybody.
Yeah, is that something? I mean, you're like, wow, like you feel like you're definitely your party life young days are over. Especially when you hit your 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still go out there and party.
I mean, granted, if you had millions of dollars, your party life can continue on.
It can continue, but it still is not going to be as good as it was in the 20s and 30s. It may
even be better.
It might be. If you had,
be better because especially if you have millions.
And you didn't have millions then, it would be better.
It could be better because you can afford to get the steroid treatments and the all the other stuff, get the body tan and body lift, have the dietitian and all that stuff, and then liposuction this, and then put some implants here.
Get all your teeth pulled and get some good implants.
Yeah, and give me that Viagra drip. Just put it right in the vein. Just let it drip right in, and then send each girl in. Come on in.
Yeah, 3 at a time. Yeah. Having a heart attack or something. I was thinking about that, like some of our young days when we used to go karaoke, and we'd head down to like Mr. Dunderbox or something, drink some Hacker Short. Then on the way back, we're going to Cheers. Get there, we're doing karaoke, or it might have been even a night with no karaoke. It's just the band or something playing, and we're out there dancing with girls or whatever.
Exactly.
Some fun times.
And the crazy thing about it is that I remember having a lot of time to be able to do those things.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think it was when we were younger. Now you're older. Because, we worked the same amount, 40 hours at least. Yeah. I work 40 hours now, and I don't even feel like doing anything.
That's what I'm saying. I'm working 40 hours, and I'm like, I'm sleeping off and on the whole day,
Yeah, we're at a crappy shift. Probably our age, we should be working this type of shift.
Yeah, in general, I just look at it like, and plus, here's the other thing, too. I can remember whenever I had moved back in with my parents and all that stuff, I had, my mom would help take care of my washing my clothes and waking me up, and
nice.
She would fix dinner and stuff like that. So, in that sense,
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about all those things. So when I came home and I only had 4 hours to sleep, I could go sleep for 4 hours and wake up and hey, get up, hon. You got to go to work. Get up.
I'm trying to think. I think my mother back those days might have washed my clothes too, Jammer. So I got to get her doing that again. And say, Mom, you're slacking.
I'm just thinking about your well-being because I want you to stay fit.
Yeah, you need to get that cardiovascular going. Do my laundry now.
And once you're done with that, make sure you go downstairs and fix me some food.
No, I mean, I'm people are like, you should be embarrassed living with your parents at your age. I'm like, why? I'm saving money. I wouldn't have been able to save this money if I lived out my own. And I'm getting to really enjoy, even though they don't like me, but enjoy some really good time with my parents. It's their waning years; they're almost done.
Here's the thing about that is that before you know it, they'll be gone.
Yeah, and I could say, well, I feel bad for my brother because I'm like, I've been with them. Of course, I'm sleeping half the day because I work night shift, but the time I am with them every day, I see them.
Yeah,
so.
My friend at work, he said that he had it years ago. He had this. He had come in and work on a Saturday, and he had this feeling. You know what? I want to go see my dad. And he went to go see his dad in the hospital because his dad was sick and went to the hospital and everything like that. And he brought him his favorite donuts or whatever like that, and they sat there and watched some kind of program. I forget what he said he watched. And he ate donuts and all that stuff. Later that night, his dad passed away.
It's good that
he had no regrets. He said, I had that urge that I wanted to go see my dad. I went and saw my dad. He goes, I feel bad for my brother because he didn't get to see him and all that stuff. But I don't have any regrets. I was able to see him.
I regret when my grandmother, as you know, we were doing a beer review. When they called me up, told me she was dying. I had to take off. About a year before that, my grandmother's in the nursing home. I hung out with her. I brought some beer. No, I didn't bring beer. I went to see her, watch some football. She has to have the TV up really loud too because she can't hear. So we're watching like Giants. When I had to talk to her, I had to turn the volume on the TV down. But I was like, hey, could I bring beer in here, Grandma? She goes, oh, yeah. You can bring. I said, maybe I'll come and watch football with you. I can bring a couple beers or something. But I never did. And then I never went back to my grandmother's nursing home unless it was with my mother or, I saw her during the holidays during the following year. But I never went back to hang out with her at the nurse home to drink beer. I mean, I probably could have given her a couple sips, but now I regret doing that because then when she died, like, man, that whole year I told grandmother to come back, drink some beer, watch football with her, and never did. Pretty bad. Oh, well.
And the bad thing about that is that you have those little regrets and everything, but overall, if you think about it, you were able to spend time with her. You were able to do things, and life gets you.
I think I told you this before. The joke I told her one time. I think she was visiting. I don't think she was in a nurse home. She might have been in a nurse home at the house. I don't know, because she lived in New York before she came down to live with my mother. But my brother was sitting there. I was like, Grandma, you ever smell mothballs? She's like, oh, yeah. I smelled mothballs before. How'd you get his little legs apart? And my brother's eyes just open up wide. They're like, holy shit. What? And she's sit there for like about 2 seconds, and then she started laughing. She got it. my brother's like, what the fuck? The first time I told my grandmother a dirty joke, I think. First and only time.
Oh, we got Buffalo Beer Guy. Cheers, bro. Yeah, cheers.
Buffalo. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Buffalo Beer Guy. Subscribe to your channel. And I also got you on Instagram now.
Oh, awesome.
I'm assuming he's in Buffalo.
What gave it away?
Probably part of the
past you, Sherlock.
Was that I forget the Buffalo Bills? Was it Bills Mafia or I think it's Bills Mafia. The fans for the Buffalo Bills, Bills Mafia.
Hey, you know what? I've been all right. So I read and also do Audible, and everything, and listen to books on tape, big books online, all that stuff like that. Anyway, I just recently finished listening to about 50 hours. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock stories and stuff. Sherlock Holmes.
Good one, yeah.
And my takeaway from 50 hours of listening to that is that Sherlock didn't care much for the law per se, as much as he did for justice.
Oh. So he liked street justice?
He liked justice in the sense that if this person was a bad person and killed or would do these things and whatever like that, and he ended up getting killed by somebody else trying to whatever, and they killed him, yeah. Well, he would be like, you know what, I'm not the law, and if me and Watson were to go here, we can't hold you. So if and and let him go.
Someone kills somebody that was a lawbreaker, So they're like, well, you
had justification and the right to do so, and he was all right with that. He was like, go ahead, I'm not the law, so I can't hold you.
He wasn't like Sylvester Stallone.
And I'm not going to volunteer any of the stuff that I have unless they ask, and I'm not going to go out my way to give it to them.
So this is an audiobook?
I listened to 50 hours of all the complete works of Sherlock Holmes.
Did you learn anything else from that?
Oh, there's a few things I was learning, and that was one of the lessons I was just trying to convey to you. Is that
sometimes street justice
it's not so much law; it's
justice.
It's justice, and that's the truth. The law isn't always just.
Right. Street justice. Now, you're right, Jeremy. The law isn't always just. Or even if it is just,
you got I would call it street justice, though. I mean, street justice sounds more of, like
vigilante.
Vigilante type.
A father going out killing somebody that raped his daughter.
Well, wait a second.
That's street justice.
No, that's not street justice. That's justice.
Right? Well, I know it's just justice in your book, but that's street justice. You're not letting the law take care of it. The actual courts take care of it. You're doing it yourself. The street justice.
Well, okay, I get your meaning. I guess I'll let you slide with that.
Yeah. Basically, you don't want the courts to take care of it. I'll take care of it myself. That's street justice.
I mean, let's face it. Sherlock was. I could see where they were talking about Watson and Sherlock being possibly bisexual,
gay lovers.
But Watson had a wife. Although he would drop the drop of a hat, he would go off with Sherlock on these adventures.
It sounds like me and you with some beer reviews sometimes.
Oh my God! But I mean, he would go off with a drop of a hat and say, and then it doesn't say that he told his wife he was going with him. He just go. And a couple of times in the beginning, whenever he was first going off with Sherlock to Holmes to do this stuff, he would say that he spoke to his wife. He arranged it. His wife was out of town, or his wife was this, and he went off with Sherlock. All that stuff. But then it stopped where he wasn't even mentioning that he told his wife this stuff and left, So it made me think, oh, man, he spent a lot of freaking time with Holmes,
Yeah. I was like this morning, I'm doing beer reviews. I'm back on a day shift schedule because I'm on vacation. I just woke up at 6 a.m. I'm like, okay, fuck it. Never too late to drink beer, right?
Yeah. Never too early.
Never too early, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I just did beer reviews last night, but I stopped around 6 o'clock.
I know you did.
About 6 p.m. I think I stopped, somewhere around there.
All right, you ready to do another?
You want to get a new one more? Okay.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
All righty, yeah, I'm ready for that. Hey, we might get some good short clips out of that one, Jammer.
All right.
Who knows?
Justice, man. There is a difference. Justice would have been like somebody taking a car and just ramming it whenever OJ was on the run.
Yeah. The court system is really messed up because you have a jury sometimes, and the jury's wrong sometimes, and the judge is wrong sometimes, too.
And sometimes it's just politically incentivized,
right.
In the sense that, like with OJ, all because of all I want, can't we all just get along guy, what's his name?
Rodney King.
Rodney King happened months before or a month before.
A couple years.
or a year before
I think
OJ.
92 was 92 was Rodney King. OJ was 94, I believe.
Well, I don't know if that's correct, but anyway.
Hey, I'll tell you right now. You want the court trial? Let's do it. When did the OJ Simpson fiasco happen? Fiasco. Of course, my phone's not going to accept that. When did Rodney King get beat, and when was the trial? How about that one?
Here's information.
Rodney King got beat in 91, and then the trial was 92.
All right.
In riots. When did OJ murder Nicole, and when was the trial? 94. The trial was in 95. January to October 95. Long trial, January to October.
If it wasn't for the fact that the Rodney King thing happened and the riots and all that stuff, I do not think that OJ would have been let off.
Probably because there was already racial tension there.
Yeah. And here's the thing. A lot of evidence didn't get put into the trial. And you can claim whatever you want on that one because there's a lot of evidence that never got even addressed, witnesses that never got questioned,
right,
or brought to trial. And they didn't even want to push it that hard. They were just going, okay, let's try him. And I think purposely they failed at convicting him because they wanted to fail at convicting him.
And there was a lot of things too. The police did screw up. I think they did place evidence, different things, move stuff, whatever. But the glove with OJ too, guess how hard it is to put a glove on that fits you. Yeah. Spread your fingers out and try to put that glove on.
Well, not only that, but he was wearing a plastic glove underneath.
Yeah. And then that also adds to it, latex, right? And then take your fingers, go ahead and get a glove that fits you, spread your fingers out and try to put that glove on. It's not going on. Simple. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you were a good a prosecutor, you would have said, all right, excuse me, Mr. Simpson, could you please try putting the glove on with your fingers together?
Yeah, that's what they should have done.
Yeah. A little more together.
You probably put the beginning on together, and then
in fact, let me help you with that. Let me help you with that. You know,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Squeeze his fingers together and then pull it down. Yeah.
So they do fit.
Oh, the glove fits.
I must convict.
Yeah.
But
I don't know truly if he did it, but
he did it.
Most likely he did. I don't know.
He did it.
I'm not God.
Have you watched that thing on Netflix about his trial?
No, I didn't see it. I don't think
they were pointing out a lot of evidence that wasn't submitted, a lot of witnesses that didn't get questioned, all these loopholes that didn't get filled, and then on top of that, they talk about him writing a book. If I did it, this is how I would have did it, and all that stuff, and then they asked people that knew him real well, and they were like, "Yeah, I believe he did it."
Yeah, I mean, I think he did. I mean, I don't have 100% guarantee of that, but most likely he did with what I've seen.
But
there was a serial killer in that area.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a big believer that if you don't have the evidence, then hey.
Right.
You got to let them go free. And much as I hate it, but do I think that all right, let me put it this way, like Spock or Sherlock Holmes would say, anything that's so highly improbable, if that's what you're left with, most likely is, is the real. You have to believe that it is. How did it go? If you eliminate everything that is possible, that could have happened, or the law, no matter how highly improbable it could have been.
Yeah.
If everything still points to that, then it has to be.
Right. What would you say if
I forget
technology?
The correct phraseology.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I understand what you're saying.
Words, phraseology.
Yeah, phraseology.
I'm not a phraseologist, so I do not know this.
But I do play one on TV.
I don't even play one on TV.
Oh. Hey, what would you say with this for technology in the future, if they came out with something they could hook in your head and it could play the actual memory back that's logged deep in your memory core.
Well, they've done that quite a few times in the movies.
No, I'm saying in real life if they could do that. Would you be against that, or that's your privacy that you're logging into, or so they could solve the crime and see where you were on that day, that time?
I don't think you should be forced to do it. I think that should be a voluntary thing.
But then if you decline,
I think that if for any reason that technology existed, I don't think that you should be forced to use it because that's my body.
Right.
And everything. But I do think that if you voluntarily come forward and say, yes, I was a witness and I don't remember per se, but I'm willing to allow you to gain access to my memory by playing.
Well, I'm saying that the person who's
I know that's what you're saying, but what I'm saying is if I was a witness and I was voluntarily
you can't remember exactly. I think I saw him, but I'm not really 100% sure. Yeah.
But here, go ahead and plug in and see if you see my memory. Okay,
but the person who's the suspect, though, if they decline doing it,
suspect shouldn't be compulsory.
Right.
Shouldn't be
but
compulsory.
if he doesn't do it voluntarily, guess what? They're going to think he's guilty now because I don't want you doing my memories.
But that's kind of a George Orwell thing, anyway.
I like it. You ever seen the movie with Robin Williams where the funeral?
The problem is that if they did that to you, it would catch you. You know, all of a sudden the memories of you jacking off to that whatever elephant
not even
doing a tiger type thing.
Yeah, I mean, would it even capture what you're daydreaming of? Like you're thinking of an elephant with a tiger. You're not even looking at a picture of it, you're visualizing it,
Yeah, well, that's the problem too. The technology has to be able to actually take a memory, not a false memory.
Right, too. Yeah, that's true. Because that's great. Because Robin Williams' movie, the one where he was a funeral director, went into memories for the funeral, and he had to put together a video, and he would see all the bad stuff they're doing, having sex with the secretary.
Let me tell you something. Robin Williams, one of my most favorite movies by him, and granted, there's several comedies and stuff like that, but one of the most favorite movies that I like that he did is kind of a crazy one, but is that Which Dreams May Come or whatever it is.
What Dreams May Come.
Yeah. That one right there. It bounces around. You have to be actually watching it and paying attention.
Yeah, it's very depressing, but yet it's kind of happy at the same time, but it's a very depressing movie too.
Yeah, it's but you know what? It really shows that he could act then. Yeah,
that was pretty good one. But that's when he started his downtrend. He started doing more depressing movies after that. All his remaining years, he always had weird movies, depressing.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, but I do think that was one of his better acting.
Yeah, I like a lot of Robin Williams. Even the movie where he's plays Jack. It's called Jack. He's a boy, but he's got an adult body. No, not Jack and Beanstalk. He's a boy, but it's supposedly based on some sort of true story. Like he's got an adult body. He looks like an adult, but he's graduates school. He dies early. Yeah.
Let me tell you, him and Jonathan Winters. Jonathan Winters was good. Jonathan Winters was great at improvising and coming up with crazy stuff. But and Robin Williams looked up to him as a example, a mentor, and all these different things, as his hero and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd have to tell you that Robin Williams probably was one of the best improv comedy guys out there.
Yeah,
he was probably the best because he would take anything on the spur of the moment. Some of it was stupid and some of it was silly, and people laughed at it anyway. And if you look back on it, you would you laughed at that crap.
Yeah, and but I don't know what kind of comedy tour he was. Yeah, I mean, as far as him doing, he was started up as a stand-up comic, of course. Yeah. And the first time I seen him was on Happy Days playing Mork.
Yeah,
kidnapped, abducted Fonzie or whatever how he did. But that's how they came up with Mork and Mindy show from that spinoff. And then from there he was on. I mean, he was college roommates with Christopher Reeve too. I guess they're good buddies, and
yeah. And I think that a lot of comedians in general have a lot more depth in the sense of depth, deepness, character than most people who do dramas all the time. I think it's much harder to do comedy, and I think that when you're actually venturing into the drama field and everything, comedians are more in touch with the feelings.
Yeah. Probably,
because they know what hurts. And usually comedians hurt to begin with. They have trauma, and they've learned to use humor as an outlet to
cope with it,
and to help others and to make others happy, and they give and give and give. I mean, you can almost name everyone, and that was the class clown. They're the ones that are probably the most depressed, the most me too, and in general, I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's moments where I'm really depressed. I'm really sad. I mean,
I'm not really depressed, but sometimes I am. But it's something really happened. Like when I told you my friend committed suicide a couple of years ago, my best friend from high school. I was
grow a pair of nuts.
But I was, for some reason, I couldn't get out of that slump for like 2 months. I was like, how could this guy who?
That's why when you're about to say it, I said, grow a pair of nuts.
Yeah. I mean, how can this guy who had kids, a wife, had everything, he's retired, commit suicide? Here I am working my shitty job, single, no kids.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing about it. The people who commit suicide, they don't look at all they have, all that they should be thankful for.
Right.
I mean,
it's
really
hard. Yeah, you're looking. It's like definite tunnel vision.
And then I have to have the respect for the people who don't have any of that and still manage not to put a gun in their mouth.
Right. They
get up every day. Dog, I have a lot of respect for you.
Hey. You get up every day is a new day. I just got to keep pushing.
That pioneer spirit.
I mean, some days I'm like, I'm surprised I haven't off myself yet. The way my life's going, but I don't think like I want to kill myself.
Me neither. I mean, granted, I joke about it and everything, but seriously, if that
there's been times when I was with a certain person, I came across my mind a lot more.
Thought that I have always had, and I still have that today, is where I'm going to work, I think to myself, maybe I should, instead of making that turn, I should just keep on driving and see how far I can go.
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah,
keep on driving and don't look back. Let's go straight on until morning.
Yeah.
Like
make sure
Captain
you take
Kirk
vacation.
said,
yeah.
Left of the star, and let's keep going straight on until morning.
Yeah. Make sure you're on vacation when you do that.
Yeah.
So you come back. Okay, everything's still cool. I was on vacation.
But you know what I have had, especially when I worked at one beverage company, I was like, man, let me just keep on driving north and just see how far I can get and how fast I can get there. And then once I get there, let me just sit there and explore whatever I can find.
That's what I thought with this current job I had when it was like really bad. I mean, it's bad, but there was one point where it was really bad. Like, and that's when I started thinking about the car life. Like, I'm just going to drive around the country, make videos and do DoorDash. Be free, but and reality set in. Like, that's crazy.
Well, it's only crazy if you fail at it.
Well, I think I could probably do it. I probably would fail at it eventually. Comes a point where I can't do that anymore. But I just don't like being alone, and that's the problem. So I can handle. I could handle being alone, but I don't like traveling and doing things alone.
I know.
I'm not going to go to the beach.
You know me because how many times did I say, "Hey, why don't you come with me? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" Because I don't like to travel alone.
Yeah.
One, I have to pay more money when I travel alone, like on a cruise. I would have to pay double occupancy. I don't want to pay double occupancy.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
I don't want to pay double occupancy on a cruise. That's why I'm never taking a cruise except one time.
Oh.
And I don't want to do that.
You should take the missus on a cruise, though, now that you mention it.
But you know what I'm saying. I mean, you pay more to take certain trips when you're single.
Yeah,
and that's why I was looking at years ago before I even got married. I was looking at when you didn't want to travel and couldn't afford it, and you didn't want to fly and all that stuff. I was looking at these single groups that travel together, and have help pay for the where they stay together and all that stuff.
Really?
I'd hate to be staying in the same room with a stranger, but hey.
Well, she's hot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'd be in there with a dude, though.
Yeah.
Here, put this wig on.
I only once had to share a room with a guy, and when I was with was it insurance company? Yeah, I was with the insurance company. And they sent me off to a seminar, and I ended up having to share a room with a guy. And I was like, man, I don't know who this guy is. I don't care if he has been background checked. He could be a psycho, and I don't know.
Yeah, could rape you in the middle of the night.
He could be mentally disturbed, live in a delusion, that he believes he's a woman and wants to, whatever, I don't know. And that was before wokeness, But still, I thought of it, and I'm like, this is crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I didn't sleep very well doing that.
Yeah, like Jammer, yesterday I went shopping for the beer, and on the way back, I know there's this old cemetery with a little building, which I'm assuming is a church, but it looks like a little white house, no windows, little graveyard, and this back road. I said, let me go that back road away, check out it. And I brought my camera with me. I'm like, I'm filming it. Crypt. And it's the cemetery or church was built in 1864, back during the Civil War days, right? And I looked at a couple of the tombstones, but it said private property, so I didn't want to be walking through it. But I mean, I'm looking out there. I filmed. There's beer cans and beer cases, Bud Light, whatever, all over the place. I'm like, that's disrespectful to the dead, apart. I mean, they weren't on the graves, but like right next to where the first grave is.
What gets me about that is, what is the idea of going to a grave and having sex, or going to a graveyard and drinking and partying and all this stuff?
God, I wish I did that. Imagine having sex on someone's grave. I've never done that before. That's crazy.
I don't get the reasoning of it. I mean, what is the thrill?
I don't know. I mean, it's for me, going to a graveyard in the middle of the night is scary. That's the thrill of that. But
it's as far spooky, yeah.
As far as partying or having sex in a graveyard,
I can understand if that girl wanted to have sex and hated her father and wanted to have sex with some guy on her father's grave.
Would you do that though with a girl? Depending on how hot she is.
Well, let's be honest. It doesn't matter whether it's in a graveyard or what. If it's a girl and she's hot, you're going to have sex with her.
Yeah, but on someone's grave, on her father's grave, would you do that?
Think about it. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're talking to somebody who had sex on a car going 50 miles an hour.
But you got to think about having sex 6 feet above someone's bones. That was her father.
I'm just going to be honest. I think that I would fail.
Would you be saying, "Who's your daddy now"?
I think I would fail at that aspect. I would close my mind off to the idea and do the deed.
Would you get into it though? Like I said, like, who's your daddy now? So her real daddy's 6 feet below.
Well,
like, who's your daddy
I think
now?
that maybe, that would be a good scene in a horror movie.
Yeah. And then
who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? And then the father comes up. I'm her daddy. and then he's going across the whole city, or whatever, killing people, Oh, God, that would be
I'm
good.
The daddy. Telling everybody I'm the daddy.
I'm the daddy.
Call the movie Daddy Bone. Daddy Bone. Daddy Bone.
Daddy Bone.
Oh my God, someone's going to steal that. They see that. It'll be the new... you heard of Freddy Krueger. You heard of this. Now it's Daddy Boner. All right, did you want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more. Daddy Boner 2.
You got time? Daddy
hard
boner too,
times
deep in.
are a coming.
Yeah, bone deep.
Bone deep. A daddy boner 3. Bone deep. Daddy boner 4. Come on, give me the.
I can't think of it. But Daddy boner 4.
I thought you had another one there.
I can't think of another one. All right, let's get a beer. I gotta take a piss anyhow.
All right. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe to share, and be sure to tinkle that bell. It helps the algorithm.
And a thumbs up too, y'all.
Yeah, thumbs it up, baby.
Watch our shorts.
Who loves you, baby?
Yeah.
Kojak flashback. Woo!
All right, we'll see you on the next one.
Take care, guys, gals, everything in between.